And further on, we have gone through all of this. And now let's see. If we have this Internet 4.0, then we each have a profile there, which is kind of all together my LinkedIn profile, my YouTube channel, my I don't know, CV, but it's kind of LinkedIn. It's just everything I am doing and having and have done in my life. That's all there. So it's kind of really easy to interact with others wherever you go. So in this profile, there would be all your talents in all your levels of mastery in different paths. In some level, you're an apprentice. In some level, in some path, you are a professional. In another path, you're a complete newbie, and so on and so on. And then there are also your divine talents, basically your soul's blueprint, what you're naturally good at. And this is combining with the stuff you see on the right side. As well as there are your assets and there are your passions, like what you love to do, even if you're not pursuing this as a mastery path, you just love to do it. All right. And then you can connect with people from all around the world. Doesn't matter, for each of your needs and wishes to be met, because we are social beings and this pandemic of loneliness can be healed easily, honestly. um, but as we have gone so far, we can use some technology to do it for us. And so on the right side, this is about me actually. I in Mayan calendar, I'm 10 Akbal, which is about empowerment and about depth. Akbal is well, so it's deep, deep depths. I'm a projector 1-3, so I'm here to guide humanity towards the new paradigm, and I'm here, and my strategy is to wait for an invitation, and I'm an experimenter. And in tarot profile, mm, my higher self is the card of High Priestess, and my soul's home is the world. So this is what I'm doing, right? This is right on brand for me. And there would be also, oh, these are details. There could be a lot of other things. Of course, resonance. It's your level of vibration. It's easier to co create with people in your level of resonance, and it can be measured. I'm just a little fan of the vibrations and resonances and stuff like that. So it can be measured, it can be put online as well. So, what else is there on your page? Well, there are obviously this project economics. So, there are your current endeavors, there are concepts in development, and then there are endorsed initiatives. Why is this important? Because what I believe is that there won't be companies per se, businesses by per se. There are corporations, and yet um, everything is built upon individuals. So this bottom up approach kind of asks us to be our own brand. So my brand is Anita, and this is me, and I can do a lot of different stuff, and I can stop doing the things, and I can make this transactional relationship movement currency going on with the world in various ways. As we explore our multidimensional self, we can, yeah, it's a way also to appreciate a lot more social work, which will be more and more of value as we go through this initiation into the new earth, right? It will be valuable. And so, in this area, if we are meeting once a month in a hackathon, obviously there are people that you would like to meet and co create new events together with. And once a month, you can write a video or a blog post or something like that to showcase what are you doing, what kind of endeavors are you experiencing or supporting, or what are your new ideas, what have you discovered in your research, and stuff like that. It can be about anything, anything, anything. And then artificial intelligence just systemizes that. Imagine like YouTube systemized to a T. Um, and so it's kind of a library of knowledge and coherent and amazing path forward into coherent worldview. This is kind of the aim, right? And there are, as I mentioned, in this whole big structure of the world, is that there are new methods of how to distribute knowledge, and this is a part of it, right? This is like super easy way to show what the profile would look like, but it's one place where all your mm, life assets information are held, right? What you receive and what you give out to the world, and so everyone can interact with you. And then also, for example, if you're a family, like there will be a husband, a wife, and two children, and then the husband would be a carpenter who's very good at particularly making amazing, beautiful design chairs, and his hobby is snowboarding, and he has back problems, for example. And the wife is a musician, and also she creates earrings, and she loves to give also, music lessons to children, stuff like that. And then the children are one, likes art, the other one likes football. So there's also this artificial intelligence also knows that you are a family, and there are your needs and your wishes and what you give out in the world and what you would love to receive. So for example, the father needs someone who can help him with his spine issues directly, this, exactly that. Mother, for example, wants to learn don't know, belly dance. And so this artificial intelligence takes into consideration all of this and finds a place in the world where you can do it, where you can be of service, and where you can get service that you need. So it's transactional, yet it's on point for your soul's development. And so there would be a lot of places for um, you as an individual. Maybe for family, it narrows down because there are needs for each member of the family, and where all of these needs are met and all of these wishes are fulfilled, maybe there are not a lot of spaces and places in the world, but you can still choose. That's what I believe. And so we can ground in this sharing of knowledge and tourism of knowledge also in this way. Okay. So, about this bottom up approach. Now we are experiencing still patriarchy, but we are moving towards holarchy. In a lot of places, we are already living like that. Yet still, there are people on top who are commanding and controlling whatever's happening with people on the bottom, let's say. Bottom up approach means that we, each individual soul, are taking responsibility for everything that happens in my life. So if I live in this space, that's my responsibility. And my responsibility is also the nearest things, like the nearest school, the nearest whatever common areas. They are part of my responsibility because I live here. Okay. And we co create these spaces. And I co create also, for example, online with my intellectual information, knowledge, my assets, intellectual assets, together with people all around the world in my particular topic. So when I draw these circles, what I wanted to show you is that one person can be in different areas connected. You see, there's one point can be in one circle, another one, and another one, or at one point you can just move out of these circles and you can say, you know what, I really need to do some soul searching, and I would love to live in woods alone in a house somewhere and just meditate for 6 months, And it is possible. If we create reality where it's acceptable to step out of society and tend to your own inner garden so that you can be of greater service to the whole collective, then basically there are a lot of ways how this person is still um, of value, because we will go through it, but there are only some uh, things on earth that are in resistance to our greatness. Once we make our great, like in the bottom, if each individual make the vector of I'm pursuing my greatness as a soul here on earth, the whole thing changes. All these questions become easier to answer, and I will tell you why. But let's go back a little bit to the economy part. Project economy, it's already what is happening in a lot of places. It's about collaboration, and each project has many layers. First of all, in this reality, why the primary question, why are we doing anything at all, would not be profit. All right. And it just this changes a lot. Simon Sinek has amazing career based on why. But this is very, very important. Truly, if we answer why at the beginning and everyone agrees on why, we can move further on. For example, here I am telling you, I am um, that's my proposal of a project. Let's make this 4.0 internet and hackathons and all these beautiful things. Why? Because people are lonely, people are not happy, and if we want to create happy society, we need to change everything upside down, like literally upside down. And why is for the highest good of all. How can we create an environment where soul can thrive and, embark on this creative journey of um, my awesomeness as a soul? Okay. So once there is why, like for example, this is my proposal of why to do it. This, the whole thing, the whole presentation is why. Then there could be people that say, I know how to do it. I know how to do the hackathon. I know how to do this and that part. Once these people are like, hey, okay, let's do it, then there are people who are supporting this in different ways. Maybe they can, I don't know, make a video or coach someone in the group or I don't know, buy something for someone or stuff like that. The support team, there could be various ways how can one support in a project. And the last and the biggest part of people are users, influencers, and affiliates who make this happen big time. And it doesn't matter what project it is. We can use this as an example, but it could be about anything, right? Where many different people come together, like visionaries, artisans, innovators, explorers, master craftsmen, advertising, blah, blah, blah. All these different types of people, and many more, obviously, and co create and collaborate for one thing to happen. And there can be many things that you are involved with. Because, as I mentioned, there is this hierarchy of force and wealth at this moment. The more money you have, the more power you have. In New Earth, it will be slightly different. Still, money will be completely different, as you already can kind of feel this uh, transformation of money and wealth. Um, Yet, obviously, there will be wealthier people and less wealthy people. That's totally normal and it's totally okay. Um, and then it's not that there will be like super elite rich people and super elite people in power. It will be a lot more distributed, decentralized. Okay. So There's these partnerships in mastery unions. It's like something similar like labor unions at this moment. But those are interested in the same thing. Those are people that are passionate about the same thing, that they're passionate about research and development and growth in this area or some sort of area. You can read down below. I have put there, you know, the basic ones that should be a priority, builders, because we have all these houses, and it's stupid that we have homeless people on earth. And I'm not saying one country or another. On earth there are enough houses for everybody. It's just lack of good management that we have homeless people. And new house, okay, let's not go there. Art, life is art, and everything should be art. And as artificial intelligence are taking nonsense jobs away from people, good for us. So many people are afraid that they're going to lose jobs. Well, yes, because there's this fear of how I'm going to pay rent. In this reality there are no rent. It's just, it changes. Once we are shareholders, our main responsibility is to be responsible for houses. It's going to be slightly different. We'll get there. But it's just there are more possibilities to create art. And these people who are going to lose jobs sooner than later because of AI, they can spend time in soul searching and in learning and starting to be of service in completely other way, because there, won't be banks and stuff. Logistics, it's amazing topic about how are we going to distribute everything and travel. And obviously there are enthusiasts that are dreaming about completely different types of vehicles, and I'm all for it. Let's do it. Culture, obviously we need to mature as culture. That's what I mentioned before. And there are people who are in need of collaboration on so many levels, and coaches and soul led, um, not even coaches only, but like shamans and priestesses who are on the path to help culture to evolve. Okay, me as well. um, I write poetry, and I would love someone to create music on my poetry, which I'm not doing. I have one song written and recorded. At one point, maybe more. So, and also science and agriculture. There are so many things that we have discovered as humans, and yet we keep doing bullshit things. And it's because it's easier, and it's because it's hard to. It is hard. There are so many ways, so many, let's say, um, obstacles. Why, on grand scale, it's hard at this moment to go full ecological agriculture and do only that. But it's not impossible. It's not. And these obstacles are manipulation. It's not objective truth. Let's just leave it at that. If you are, again, if your soul path is somewhere here, it's your responsibility to master your craft and share it with the world. And so, for example, in this Internet 4.0, this hackathon thing, there are stages on how any project would develop. So, first of all, like right now, this is project overview. Okay. So, I haven't written any compilation of preferred collaboration partners and available positions. I mean, this is kind of self explanatory because I just need to put it out there, and then people who are on similar soul path will find me and invite me as a project. I need to make myself visible. That's my end of responsibility, right? So now it is accessible to everyone in the area or field of interest. At this moment in time, you have found me somewhere online and you have watched this masterclass or this presentation, whatever you call it, and so it's accessible for you. Then everyone with a desire can contribute their ideas, seek to join the team, and share their resources. So now I'm saying, hey, This project is open. If you want to participate in any shape or form, collaborate, blah, 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 let's do it together. So here, target audience, I wrote probably closest within 500-kilometer range. It means in the sense of when the project is local. My project, for example, this one is more intellectual for the whole civilization. It's a completely different thing. But anyway, it's so then when there are people who already say, hey, I would love to join, I would love to do the same thing, let's do it together in one way or another, then it's shown already to more people that are more relevant and they're more targeted. And then the team collaborators in the incubator bring this project details to fruition. So it would be, for example, coming together with 5 generators, let's say, and saying, okay, how are we going to do this hackathon? So we need this, and that. And let's do it in this and this and this way. Okay. Then there is this hackathon, and then we come together for a monthly innovation challenge and community webinar workshop, etc. So we tell other people as well, what are we doing? Then, what's written there underneath my bubble? Salama project completed with the details is now open for a vote, a step towards raising funds. So what it means we are voting with money. So this is about taxes. Mainly, it means that once a month, let's say you have some income, whatever that is. And then there are, I don't know, 20%, for example, that are, let's say, frozen, and you are in charge to distribute your taxes towards projects. There's lists of projects. They can be in your field of interest, they can be in your area, they can be different types of projects. And you can say, okay, 10% of my taxes go there, 50% there, 10% go to this social endeavor, blah, blah, blah. And you distribute your taxes, which means useless projects that people are not supporting are not happening. They're just not happening at all, at all. Okay. And it's ingenious, I believe, um, to take radical responsibility for everything that happens around me. And I take responsibility of my taxes, which means I get to decide how and where they are distributed. And so now, when there's money, people are starting to develop this project, and then there's cooperation with involved sectors in the relevant location. And then, when the project is kind of done, then there are individuals who are passionate about it, and they sustain project's momentum, and dedicated enthusiasts or cyclical approach make sure that this continues. Right? It can be a shop in the same way. New type of pants can be created, or new type of headphones can be created. Everything, it doesn't matter. People who are enthusiastic about this thing come together, and in this way, in this internet 4.0, any project can happen. If it's just ludicrous, if you're the only one who thinks it's a good idea, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, honey. If it's good project and people are supporting it, then it's really easy. The same way, it's already happening, things like Kickstarter, um, GoFundMe projects, and stuff like that. We already have something similar. It's just that all economy should be like that, and all taxes should be your responsibility. What's going on there, right? Okay. I already mentioned tourism of knowledge, which means lifelong learning serves as the cornerstone of economics. We as society, we have so much to learn, like so much. We as human beings are using that little of our potential, 2%, 5%, not even 10, I think. Maybe someone. It's just that there is so much potential in us, and we can develop great capacities that are beyond our comprehension at this moment. And so every village, tavern, healing center, scientific laboratory, and other components of the system are afforded the opportunity to post announcements on the platform regarding the specialists they seek. It's the same, the wishes and needs, what I mentioned in the individual profiles, the same are for towns, for monarchies, for cities, areas where people have come together to live together or to create together. And they also can say, hey, we need these type of people, and the system knows that these type of people are somewhere over there, and they get a ping when they're needed, and then they can decide whether they want to go or not, and vice versa. I want to go somewhere, ping, and then the drill. You kind of can understand, I hope. It's a lot to take in, I know. um, So, furthermore, individuals are encouraged to develop through the opportunities presented, enhancing their skills and engaging in environments where they can fully realize their potential. Live, laugh, learn, love. I mean, it's cheesy, but it's true and it's what we need. These are actually basic needs of human beings, and we can create a society where these needs are met. It's possible. And especially because in this age of technology, there are crazy things happening with technology. We don't need artificial wombs. We don't. We have them. But we need something like that. That's what I believe in. So tell me, what do you think? And about business Tinder, this is an interesting concept. So it means Tinder. So it's like all these projects, right? As I said, they're bing, bing, bing um, happening in your profile, where you are connected with people in projects where you're needed, because this artificial intelligence knows your divine blueprint, which is basically your astrology, human design, your soul's blueprint. Then there's logical part of your profile, your skill sets, your um, whatever's going on in your life, your knowledge, abilities, things that you actually know how to do, and how far you have developed your soul blueprint, and natural ones. Um, so, this is something that everyone can see. These are projects pursued, these are resources, something that you have, like tangibly have. And yeah, and you can why it's Tinder, because it's in the area. You can put it's either the whole civilization, or it's like 500 kilometers radius, like where are my skills needed, for example, or where are people that are also interested in how to make this happen in 100-kilometer radius, and we can just come together really near and make it happen, right? So there are ways how to make things really easy for human beings. And I believe that technology is here to serve us and not the other way around. So let's make it happen. So, some parts of the areas, logistics, it's obviously a separate industry. When I was studying in the Netherlands, I had to study logistics of tulips to be precise. But what I got to understand that once there are competing companies for logistics, um, it's not done in the best possible way for all of humanity. And there are public transport operations and things and roads that could be done in a better way. And there are these insights, these technologies, these knowledge is already there on Earth. It just let's eliminate stupid stuff. That's what I want to say. In all areas. In all areas, right now on Earth, there are genius people who have realized how to do things in the best possible way. And yet, because we have competition and not working bottom up towards approach, hey, let's do the greatest thing possible, we're not eliminating the stupid stuff. And also here, we are already seeing how the collaboration happen, like projects like Uber and stuff are happening because we are going towards that. And obviously it's about, hey, let's create vehicles that are completely new. completely something else. There are stuff happening on Earth. I know that. And I'm excited for that. Okay. Production, also something that is my passion, and what I already said and believe that everything that is materially created should come from Earth and should be art. And this is respect for the goddess and respect for the mother. And I think that everybody is important enough to live in an environment that is ecological, healthy, and art. And if we don't have to rush in life, and we don't have to do it anymore once the AI is taking care of all the unnecessary boring shit, we can we can concentrate on collectively producing the best possible solutions for every little detail in this material world. What do you think? I believe that's kind of true. Okay.